Good evening, friends. Now, in atomic structure, I want to explain about Bohr's atomic theory. This is one of the important topic in this uh, atomic structure, that is Bohr atomic theory. Bohr's atomic model. Bohr's atomic model. This is one of the important topic in this. We have to discuss about the Bohr's atomic model. In Bohr atomic model, first postulate is atom has center. It is called nucleus. This point also told Rutherford. Second point is electron revolves around the nucleus in a fixed circular orbit with fixed energy and fixed velocity. These electrons revolve around the nucleus in a circular orbit. This point also told Rutherford, but it is not explained fixed orbit. It told just about the electron revolves around the nucleus in a circular orbit. This point has covered in Rutherford, but it is not say about the fixed circular orbit and fixed energy and fixed velocity. Third is quantization of energy. Quantization of condition. Quantization condition. What is quantization condition? Electron revolves in a fixed circular orbits. Those circular orbits angular momentum is a integral multiple of h by 2 pi. First you remember these three conditions in Bohr's atomic model. First point is atom has center, that is called as a nucleus. Electrons revolves around a nucleus in a fixed circular orbit with fixed energy and fixed velocity. In circular orbit, if it is nucleus, the electron revolves in a some distance like this. This distance, this r distance. This is particular fixed positions. It will revolve around the nucleus. It will not like that. This one. This is in a particular fixed orbit only. It will revolve around the nucleus. This has point as told Bohr's atomic model. This fixed orbital having fixed energy and also fixed velocity. But in case of quantization of condition, if you see quantization, that is angular momentum, it is denoted with L. This is equal to integral multiple of h by 2 pi. Integral multiple of h by n h by 2 pi. N is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. That is angular momentum L is equal to, if in case of 1, 1h by 2 pi. If it is 2, 2h by 2 pi. If it is 3, 3h by 2 pi. Like this existed, but is not 1.5, 2.5 like that. This is not integral multiple. Only 1, 2, 3 integers. N is denoted as, it is an integer. Integer means integer start with 1, 2, 3. That is angular momentum L is equal NH by 2.5. It is not 1.5, 2.5 like that. One of the most condition is this orbit having fixed energy and fixed velocity. In particular distance only it will revolve around the nucleus. This are N is equal to 1 means L K, 2 is L M N. These are the shells. These are the shells. L shell, K shell, L shell, M shell, and N shell like that. If you take one more next postulate. Next we have to discuss fourth condition. Revolving electron while revolving electron, the electrostatic force of electron is equal to the centripetal force. What is this? If you take nucleus, electron revolves around the nucleus like this. This is positive charge, positive, this is negative charge. The force of attraction between these electron is called as a electrostatic force. The moving electron having velocity, this electrostatic force of attraction is equal to the centripetal force. Then only it will revolve around the nucleus. Otherwise, it will collapse and it will enter into the nucleus. It will collapse. This is force of electrostatic force is converted into centripetal force. If you take this one, if you do charges Q1, Q2, distance R, Q1, Q2, the force of electrostatic force is equal to Q1 into Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by R square. This is the electrostatic force between the two charged atoms. If you take centripetal force, if you take for example any moving object, if it is any having mass, is having velocity, distance r, this is electrostatic force. If it is from distance nucleus to distance r, it is moving any object, this centripetal attract towards the nucleus. This centripetal force is converted to that is mv square by r. This is electrostatic force between the two electron and nucleus, between any two charged atoms. This electrostatic force, in case of this is converted to centripetal force, then only it will exist the atom, stay with the atom. This is centripetal force mv square by r. This is electrostatic force q1 q2 into 1 by 4 pi epsilon into 1 by r square. In case of it is if you take any nucleus, proton existed, if it is Z is atomic number, if you call it as, means Z number of protons are existed, this is electron revolve around the nucleus, means if this is as q1, this is as q2. If in case of electrostatic force, that is Ze into E by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by r square. This is the electrostatic force, this is the centripetal force. In case of you take like sun, if you take, this is the sun, is surrounded by earth, this attract towards the gravitational force. this gravitational force, any object, gravitational force is the centripetal force. It's converted to stable with the centripetal force. Otherwise, if it is not converted gravitational force centripetal force, this earth comes into sun, it collapses. Due to this gravitational force is stable with the centripetal force equal, then only this earth is rotating around the sun. This I have to remember. Next, revolving electron, the electrostatic force of attraction is equal to the centripetal force. While revolving any electron towards the nucleus, the force of attraction between these two electron and nucleus, that is electrostatic force, that is equal to the centripetal force of the atom. Then only it will exist. You have to remember these two formulas. F electrostatic force is equal to ZE square by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by R square. Next, centripetal force mv square by R. These two equations you have to remember. Next, and also that is I have told the angular momentum L is equal to integral multiple of NH by 2 phi. Before this I have told one of the third condition. If this is angular momentum, if you take electron moving with the velocity like this particular, by changing the velocity, it is a vector quantity. In case of physics, angular momentum L is equal to R cross P. This is also having some amount of mass. If we converted R cross into P, P is momentum mv, m into R cross V. If you by remove this, then we call it as RV sin theta. This is angle is 90 degrees, sin 91, that is mvr. That is angular momentum L is equal to mvr. This you can equate this, that is mvr is equal to nh by 2 phi. This is one of the equation. This is equal to mvr is equal to nh by 2 phi. This is also how to remember. This, by using these three equations, you can, one is, that is electrostatic force is equal to centripetal force, that is ZE square by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by R square is equal to mv square by R. This is one of the equation, that is mvr is equal to nh by 2 phi. This is also easy. These are the two equations. By using these two equations, you can, one more condition, one more postulate is, if any electron, if it is, any electron revolves around the nucleus in particular orbit, in fixed circular orbit, one of the condition, fifth condition is, electron revolves around the nucleus neither lose energy nor gain energy. These orbitals are cells. We call it as a stationary orbits or stationary orbits or fixed orbits. These are called as, when any electron, one of the possibilities, any electron revolves around the nucleus, it will neither gain nor lose the energy. These orbits are called as a stationary orbits. If you take K, L, M like this, these are the stationary orbits. This is one of these. For these orbits, for these stationary orbits, we can find out the radius and also velocity and also energy, potential energy and kinetic energy, total energy. By using these above mathematical formulas, you can identify the radius of the electron, radius of the velocity, radius of the energy of the potential energy, kinetic energy, and total energy. This is very, very, very important. First of all, we have to calculate the radius of the electron. For different. If you want to take by choosing, if you want to find out the radius of electron, radius of the atom or electron, whatever. First, we have to take these two. Have to square it both sides. 2 is by 1 divided. If you take this one, m square v square r square by mv square by r is equal to n square h square by 4 pi square, then jd square by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. This is the equation we have to done. If you take this one, what will this v square, this is v square will cancel. This r will be cancelled. Next, m will cancel. What we have done? M is equal to n square h square by 4 pi square into 4 pi epsilon naught r square by 4 pi epsilon naught r square by 4 pi square. 4 pi square. 4 jd square, smallest jd square. If you take r square, this is r square, this is m. R is there, one of the r is there, mr is there, then mr is there. Next, if you take 4 pi square, 4 will cancel, square one of the pi is cancelled. Next you have to if you take r, one of the r and square is cancelled. Then r is equal to, if you come this way, jd square pi jd square by n square h square epsilon naught. What will happen? You take r here, then it will come to the m. Take here m jd square pi m jd square by n square h square by epsilon naught. That is the r. Radius of the nucleus. You have to calculate it by using this. What is a happen? Small mistake. By using this one, for this formula, you have to discuss with small mistake. This this is the one of the formula. mv square by r jd square by 4 by epsilon by 1 by r square. This is one of the equation. This is mvr is equal to one of the equation. By putting these two, this is divided with this one. Okay, what will happen? N square h square by 4 pi square. This is divided with this one. jd square by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. This is one of the equation. Next to this one, in this case, m square v square r square by 1 by mv square by r, v square by r. This is one. In this case, what will happen? R by mv square, v square will be cancelled. V square will be cancelled. V square cancel. M square and m will cancel. mv square, only one m is there. mr cube. In this case, what will happen? 4 pi epsilon r square. R square into 4 pi epsilon naught by ZE square. This is also from 4 pi square. What will happen here? R square mr cube is there. Mr cube is there, but in square only m is there. Next, what will happen? N square h square into 4 pi epsilon naught by ZE square 4 pi square is equal to mr. Then what will happen? 4 pi, only 1 pi is there. If you remove this, then only 1 pi is there. Or if it mgd square, m here, come here, only r. Then finally r is equal to n square h square epsilon naught by mze square pi. This is the radius of the atom. Very important. In this case, n is h is constant, epsilon is constant, mass of the electron E is constant, pi is constant. Then finally, what will you discuss? What do you get it? R is equal to 0.529 into n square by z angstroms. This is the radius of the atom. Radius of the atom. First of all, radius is equal to n square into h square epsilon naught by mze square pi. This is the radius of the nth electron. If you take radius of the first orbit is 0.529 angstroms into n square by z. The formula. This is the formula of the radius of the electron. Next, take. If you remember this formula is very important. Next, if by putting different, if you take in case of first orbital, n is equal, first shell n is equal to 1, second shell n is equal to, by putting this, if we change the atomic number, the radius of the electron will be changes like this. Next, for nth orbit, this one. For nth orbit, 0.529 angstroms into n square by z. If you take velocity of the electron, what is the velocity of the electron? How we find out velocity of the electron? You know mvr is equal to nh by 25. mvr is equal to nh by 25. You know radius, mv into what is the radius? Radius of the n square h square epsilon naught by mze square into pi. Velocity, mv into radius, that is equal to nh by 2 pi. If you take in this case, pi will cancel. Next, n square h square, nh, this will cancel. Only 2 is there. Velocity is equal to m will cancel, mass of the electron. What will happen here? If you take this one, ZE square by epsilon naught nh. That is velocity of the atom. ZE square by epsilon naught nh epsilon naught 2 epsilon naught nh. This is the velocity of the atom. ZE square by 2 epsilon naught nh. H is constant, epsilon is constant, E is constant. Then velocity is equal to 2.18 into z by n meter per second. This is the velocity of the atom. nth shell. If you take formula, velocity is equal to ZE square by 2 epsilon naught nh. In case of nth orbit, 2.18 into z by n meter per second. This you have to remember, one of the important condition, important equation of the electron. If you want to find out, if you take I want to discuss potential energy. This is the electron revolves around the nucleus. This is the positive nucleus. If two opposite charges, the moving object will always having kinetic energy. If in case of two opposite charges, must be potential energy means if some by height, then only it will exist potential energy. That is wrong. If any two opposite charges, the force of attraction will existed. That is also contributes potential energy. So we take spring by pulling those two sides will always exhibit potential energy. Then after that we have to find out total energy. If you take kinetic energy is equal to half mv square, we know velocity half into m into velocity is z square e to the power of 4 by 4 epsilon naught square n square h square. This is there. Next m z square e to the power of 4 by 2 4 is 8 epsilon naught square n square and h square. This is the kinetic energy formula. Kinetic energy is equal to mz square e to the power of 4 by 8 epsilon naught square n square and h square. If you take kinetic energy is equal to 13.6 into z square by n square electron volt per atom. This is one of the equation of the kinetic energy. You have to remember, very important. Next I have to derive potential energy. How you derive potential energy? Potential energy is equal to, we take in this case electron, just positive and that's q1 q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by r square. This is the formula. In this case charge you have to cancel because two opposite charges only then only existed potential. In case of kinetic energy in other things will not like that, because in potential energy the two opposite charges must be exhibit the potential energy. If you take minus ZE into E by 4 pi epsilon naught into r square, we know r the definition, that is m square z square e to the power of 4 pi square by n to the power of 4 h to the power of 4 epsilon naught square. So this is reciprocal of that one. In this case m square what will happen? You have to remember m square z 1 by r square, that is reciprocal of radius. 1 by r square means if you take that one m square z square to the power of pi square by n power 4 h power 4 epsilon naught square 4 pi epsilon naught. This is also there, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q r square. That's it. Next m square z to the power of 3 e to the power of 6 pi square means pi. Now the pi is cancelled. Next 4 n to the power of 4 h to the power of 4 epsilon cube. This is the equation of m square and z square, and that is kinetic energy. This is also minus. Kinetic energy is equal to m square z cube e to the power of 6 8 like this. Somewhere I mistake. Not, that is potential energy is distance is r, not this one, r square, not r square, r. Some mistake. This is not r square. That's right. 1 by r, that is minus z square by 4 pi epsilon naught into 1 by r is mz e square pi by n square h square epsilon naught. Yes, this one. If you take in this case, if it is minus 2 into m z square e to the power of 4 by 5 pi will cancel, 4 epsilon naught n square and h square n square h square by epsilon naught square. Yes, epsilon naught square. This is equal to minus 2 times of kinetic energy. Yes, got it. This is 2 times of, this is called as kinetic energy. Then in this case potential energy is equal to minus 2 times of kinetic energy. If you take total energy is equal to potential energy plus kinetic energy, then that is equal to minus 13.6 into n square z square by n square electron volt per atom. This you have to remember. This is the total energy formula, that is equal to minus 13.6 into z square by n square into electron volt per atom. This one of the important concept of the electron. If you take, in this case, we derived total energy, potential energy, kinetic energy, and also the radius of the nucleus, and also velocity of the atom, velocity. These are all the equations that are very, very important. You have to remember. Any question may be asked. After that, one of the last, if you take this much of energy, one of the important is, this is the nucleus. This is minus 13.6, the first atom. If you take minus 3.4 or something, if you derive it, then if you take one first cell, if you take 2, 1, next to 4, fourth time is, if I take 4, if it is 3, 9, minus 1 point something, how much is, you have to remember, very, very, very important, minus 1.51, minus 3 point electron volt, 13.6, then minus 0.85 electron volts. This is another shell. This nucleus is bind this electron with 13.6 electron volt energy. By supplying 13 point electron volts energy, this electron will come out. Then only, if by supplying minus 3.4 electron volts, this electron will come out. By if any electron, last postulate is, if any electron by supplying this some amount of energy plus 9